Hi guys, Kim here from Backyard Blooms. In today's video we're going to show you how I created this magnificent, massive amount of blooms from Supertunia Vista, and then we're going to show you the products that I used to create these blooms and how I planted them and how much space I have, how many petunias that I planted. I'm going to do some maintenance on this front garden here that you cannot see. I have a yin and yang in there somewhere and an encore azalea. So we're going to get these petunias trimmed up. I'm going to show you how I do that. We're going to deadhead anything that needs to be deadheaded. These staples need to be deadheaded. I have some geraniums here that need to be deadheaded. We're going to trim up this boxwood into a round topiary. We're going to trim up this juniper tree. We're going to trim up these jazzberries and snow princess so we can see our concrete edging right here. Trim up some of these petunias right here so we can see our Japanese maple a little bit better. Like I said, you can't even see those other 4 shrubs that I have in there. Boxwood's a little quick trim. My husband's going to mow this grass today, and at the end of the video we'll show you our end results. First thing is to make sure you have enough space, and then decide which super petunia that you want to use. This is the Jazzberry Vista Super Petunia. They have many colors, different varieties, but I do, and I'm not sponsored by Proven Winners, but I do love their plant. This is my gorilla cart that my husband gave me for my birthday, so I'm able to keep all my supplies in here. After you pick out what type of petunia that you want to use, these are the products that I use to plant. This is my auger that I use from Power Planter, and this is the drill that I have that my husband let me use for planting all my flowers. This is what I'm in my soil with. Organic Land and Sea Organic Compost. You can find this on Amazon or your local nursery. I got all my products at Creekside Nursery in Dallas, North Carolina, along with all my annuals. So after you drill your hole with your auger, I throw a handful of this Organic Land and Sea in the hole. Then I follow up with this slow release plant food right here. You can also use some biotone starter. This is not really a fertilizer, but just helps the roots grow. Sometimes I throw some in with my annuals, but I always use this for my shrubs and trees. And then after you get your plants in the ground, a week after, I start with this water-soluble fertilizer here. Plants are just like us, they need food to grow, and these petunias are heavy feeders. They like water and they like plant food. You need to decide how many plants that you want to put in this space. On the back of the tag they have a recommendation, but I don't go by my recommendation because I want a massive amount of blooms here. So in this space I planted 10 petunias and 10 snow princesses to create this effect. I put my petunias in the ground late April, so now it's mid-June, so this is 2 months worth of growth. Now that I have my plants in the ground, this is what the water-soluble plant food looks like. This is a 2-gallon bucket, so I'm going to put 2 scoops, 1 scoop per 1 gallon of bucket. So I'm going to put 2 scoops of this fertilizer in this 2-gallon jug. progress here. You can see my encore azalea here now, and this viburnum that you couldn't even see before. And a little bit of my pot. Still have some work to do here. This is the hedge I'm trying to create with my petunias. That's all those blooms. I know it's hard to cut these plants back, but when they get long and leggy, they'll bounce back and create more blooms. So don't feel bad about cutting these back. Now we can see our viburnum. Some of our pots are still need to trim. Just trying to show you some progress. Petunias get leggy. If you want them to look good all summer, they do need to be trimmed. The difference between this, which I still love this, part between these. But if I don't, there. It's hidden right there. You can see my viburnum and my azalea. I have two on each side. Wasn't worried about this area too much because I didn't really have anything to uncover there. This viburnum here, as well as this azalea, can now get some sun. Next thing on my list today is to deadhead any of these David Austin roses. You can see right here I have nothing but spent blooms. So what we're going to do is go all the way back till we see 5 leaves. So we're going to take all this off here. You can see that this is a leaf right here, 5, but this also needs to be removed. So we're going to come all the way back to this set of leaves and cut right here. Again, this needs to be deadheaded here. And that one up there is looking good, so we'll leave that alone. You can see some There's Japanese beetles on there, so I'm going to try to take care of that. If I just have a few, I just squish them with my hands. It's gross, but I'd rather do that than spray if I only find a few. The Japanese beetle right here looks like. This is what a Japanese beetle looks like, and you can just see it fly away. Another one right there, and they just destroy flowers, leaves. Quite aggravating. I'm just going to take it here and just squish it. Discard it. That's what this rose looks like, Lady of the Lake. Look over your any kind of pots, any kind of damage. It rained really hard yesterday, so this broke off here, as you can see. So we're gonna get rid of that here. I don't see any more broken limbs here. The leaves look good. I don't see any kind of insects. This one right here might be broken. Yep. This plant's looking good, so I'm going to give it some fertilizer as well. Turn this rose up a little bit. Looking great. Some of my trimmings from my David Austin rose, and back over here, trimmed this up, took off any spent blooms. These bees don't bother you, they're only interested in flowers. Just want to show you guys right in here. So this is a little plant that didn't make it, so I might as well just go ahead and pull that out. Get rid of anything in here that doesn't look good. Right here. This is where the wind had broke it off a little bit, so I trimmed that up. I'm dandy, doing great in these pots. It's only an accent plant, but I'm telling you what, it looks spectacular. It holds up to these petunias. This is a look from this side where I trimmed all those petunias, so you could see the viburnum there. And my azalea now. Didn't really need to trim up that area because I didn't have a shrub in front of this maple tree here. Closer up here, this viburnum has sun now. And so does that azalea right there. I'm loving seeing all these bees, butterflies. Brings me so much happiness. Next thing on this list is to deadhead these geraniums. Trim up this boxwood. And this one. stand back and see if you like the shape. And this one as well. You guys can see this, but there's a little bit of dead in there underneath. Definitely want to trim that. Got the dead out of that one. And this one has a little bit of dead as well, right there. Really no right or wrong way to trim these boxwoods. Just trim a little and keep trimming until you like it. These boxwoods get shade in the afternoon, so I felt comfortable to go ahead and give them a trim. I don't think they'll get too burnt from the sun. Another note about this juniper here and these cat's pajamas, they are prone to spider mites. If I can get close to it. I believe that spider mites, if you guys know anything different, let me know, but I've sprayed year after year. And for some reason, I just can't get these to look any different. But this juniper will get spider mites and they'll kill your tree. So don't wait until your tree starts turning brown to do something about it. I'm going to use this Rose RX. It's supposed to treat spider mites. I'm going to give it a quick spray just to prevent spider mites. Okay, the last thing on my list is to get these boxwoods trimmed up that are in the middle of my flower bed here. So here's the boxwoods all trimmed up. I am going to give it a quick spray of that Rose RX just to prevent spider mites. Might as well spray this maple also. And then this is the second one that's all trimmed up. My advice to trim these in topiaries is to follow the curves when trimming. Don't let it get out of control too much before you start trimming. A little bit every couple of months to keep it in shape. Roses respond well with food also, so once a month and definitely early in the spring, I give them a dose of rose tone, about 1 or 2 cups just around the base of the rose. So I'm going to do that today. Produces more blooms. I'm going to give Lady of the Lake some food. Even though this is not a rose, this is the limelight hydrangea. There's lots of blooms on here, so the plant will also like to respond to some extra food to give the supply this plant needs for the bloom. I have another rose here that we're going to give some food. Not very many blooms on here right now. People may say that it's really not worth for them to battle these Japanese beetles, but I also think it's worth seeing the beautiful blooms that they provide. So she just got back from her grooming and I wanted to share with you. She's so pretty. Guys, Kim here. As promised, we got all of our maintenance done on our front garden. All the petunias were trimmed. Don't worry, these snow princesses, I know you guys probably thought, oh my god, she's cutting all those blooms off. Well, I kind of did, but they're still under there underneath. I didn't pull the plants out, so they should bounce back and hopefully be even more bountiful than they were before. So these petunias will fill in. Also, they like to be pruned. Once they get leggy in the summertime, it's good to give them a good haircut, give them some fertilizer, give them some more feed to grow, and they'll look lovely all the way till video was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.